And today on Showbiz India, it's once again my privilege and pleasure to welcome Mr. Boman Irani to Chicago South Asian Film Festival and Showbiz India. I watched your show yesterday. Fantastic movie, beautiful, layered. But I had to say, what else could I expect from Boman, sir? He's so talented. What are you feeling right now?
I expect a lot from myself. I need to push myself to have a good night's sleep, actually. If you make a film that was, let's make a film, and then you get a cast together, get some money, organize, make a film. I mean, you'll feel satisfied. There'll be a lot of, but you need to sleep well. You've got to work hard at it. You've got to work hard on every single detail, every single word that's in the script, and every single prop that's on the set, and every emotion has to be worked without squeezing it, rather feel it, and rather go through the pain of it, rather than saying, okay, we got to make the audience cry now. Okay, we got to make the audience feel sorry for us. Okay, no. So yes, we push ourselves to do our best, because if I don't push myself, why would you feel you want to watch the movie that we've made?
Obviously, you have a lot of depth in your character and your character off screen and on screen as well. I spoke to another young gentleman who's a writer, and he said he learned from your school screenwriting and how you pushed, and yet you give and give, and you're never tired of giving.
That's the fun of it, isn't it? So the school that we're talking about is something called Spiral Bound. And during the pandemic, there were some youngsters who would call me to ask for advice on their scripts, and I was repeating myself on the phone, and my hands were hurting talking on the phone for so long. I say, I've spoken to 4 young directors and 4 young writers. It's getting tiring. So the one guy said, why don't we do a Zoom call? I said, what the hell is that? I didn't know then. And they said, can we bring a friend along? I said, yeah, I don't know. How many people can fit on the Zoom call? Seeing on the screen there's about 20. I said, really? You know how we are, we're a little ignorant about technology. And then within about 10 days, we had about 50, and then we had 100, and then 200, and it wouldn't stop. We've just completed, the 2 days before I came to Chicago, completed 750 online sessions. And for me, it is probably the most satisfying thing I've done in my life. Saying, what's your best role? I said, this one. Because everything I have has come from the film industry. It's time to give back. If you don't, Alex is my guru. An amazing mind, what an amazing talent. And every time I would come to New York and he'd teach me, a technique or two, I would make a note of it and put it in the script, right? But why is all that knowledge good enough just for one script? It's not right. It should be good for, hopefully, a generation of screenwriters and the knowledge emanating for a man such as he. So I don't make a big deal of this sharing thing. It's important to share. Careers can be made. Cinema can do better. Writing is where it all begins. And we have to pay a little more attention to that. So that's the idea behind Spiral Bound.
Now, speaking of Mehta Boys, there's a very nuanced and intricate, complicated character and relationship between the father and son. What part of these nuances was your favorite part?
I think the inability to understand that you should back off sometimes. And that inability comes from being set in one's ways, your own ego, your own masculinity, your manhood is in question. There's this young guy telling me, you don't drink, you shouldn't drink like that. He's saying, you're going to teach me how to drink? That hurts a man who's worked his entire life to bring this young man up and put him on the platform of the diving board of success. So eventually, what is this film really about? It's about a father and son, sure, but it's about ego, your own masculinity, your own manhood, and the loss of it. While he is gaining it, I am losing it. I'm losing that race, and there's a tinge of jealousy also in all of this. And that's a tricky thing to put across to people, because it's putting a mirror on you and saying, well, you're jealous that your son is probably going to be more successful than you. And human stupidity, that it's so easy to sort out a problem, is just the way you see it. He's holding the handbrake and it bugs you. In the end, he's holding the handbrake, he's smiling. Why can't you smile right in the beginning? He's an old fool. And that's what he does. You're not going to change him. Your ego is making you feel that way. So the movie is, yes, about ego, masculinity, and stupidity.
What would you like the audience to take away after watching this film?
Alex said something wonderful this morning, and it's like, you know, if someone's lost his wife and he goes to the Mona Lisa, he'll see his wife. If someone's lost his job, you'll go to the Mona Lisa, the Louvre, and you'll think, I could have been a painter, and I don't know what the contextualization is of that. So it's what you take away. As long as there's enough material over there for you to take away something. If there's nothing to take away, there's nothing to take away. But if there is something to take away, then there is lots to take away, whichever way you see it. So a friend of mine whose father passed away when he was 5, and he's not a father himself, so he has no idea about the father-son relationship. But he cried. I said, why? He said, because I had a relationship of like a father and son with my boss, and when I quit the job, did I betray him? Did I make him feel bad? And he's crying in the scene where the boy goes to meet the boss who's telling him, come on, get on with it. That's not an emotional scene, but it was emotional for him. So when it's thematically strong, someone will take away something. And then there will be some people who say, okay, I don't need to be shown a mirror. That's fine. The point is, when you make a film, it cannot be a sequence of events. It has to be a sequence of what the human condition is all about, and how you react to the events, how you react to a line. But more than anything, it's what you said. What do you take away? How do you contextualize your life with the film?
The South Asian Chicago Film Festival, let's talk about that, and your association, and why is it so important to have these film festivals across the globe?
India is becoming the land of opportunity. South Asia is becoming, eyes are turning that away. What Ketki, Jigar and the gang here are doing is very, very, very important. Opportunity. There are young directors who've made their name. I'm trying to be a director at the sweet 16 age of 65. But today, there should be no reason for people to grumble, youngsters. I don't know. You do have the opportunity. If we do not give people a platform, where are you going to watch the film? On an iPhone? So when people watch it, you find encouragement. You find a little bit of gas that you'll say, okay, now I might be able to do another short film, and then slowly work towards a feature. And what's happening here is, it's incredible. Watching young filmmakers from across that section in the world, feeling so proud that they are here. And this gives people the energy and the power to feel that I can go on to do bigger things. And it doesn't mean when you do a bigger thing, you shouldn't come to the South Asia Festival. You must come back over here, because this is where it started for you.
Very nicely said. Thank you so much, Boman, sir.
Don't call me sir.
No.